As the night went on, Cal was in her own house. She was bored as usual, waiting for Yua to turn 16. Man, it's been 8 years pretty much, and Yua isn't 16 yet, Cal grumbled. Her minions just stared at their mistress. Well, you see, Cal, you just wanted to get revenge on Kiki and Tombo, one of her minions replied. Say, who's Kiki and Tombo? Another of Cal's minions asked. Don't tell me that you've forgotten who they are, Cal groaned. They are my father's enemies. Oh, one of her minions responded. I almost forgot. My bad. Yeah, Cal said, rolling her eyes. Next time, remember, you idiot. She walked up to her towards her portrait of her father, named Kurigari. He passed away after Kiki took him down by the time Kiki was engaged to Tombo. Cal vowed to get back at her for her father's demise. Don't worry, father, Cal said. My curse will be fulfilled soon enough. If that girl pricks her finger, that's if your plan works, one of her minions said. Yes, we'll have to get our ways to get revenge. Soon enough, Cal smiled evilly. In Koriko the next morning, Yua was brushing her hair when there was a knock at the door. Who is it? Yua asked. It's me, Yua, her mother said. Yua went up to the door in answer and saw Kiki. Morning, Mom, she greeted her. What's up? I just wanted to check up on you, Kiki said. But I just also want to apologize if me and your dad treated you like a kid. Yeah, Yua said. I'm sorry for my attitude towards you. I guess it was uncalled for. It's natural to have that, Kiki explained. In fact, when I was your age, I used to have that ugly of kind of attitude. You have? Yua asked. Kiki nodded in her head and continued to explain. It's a sign that you're seeking for independence of your very own. I used to think that I was able to handle things on my own. Whoa, Yua said. When a witch turns 13, she has to leave home for a year to begin your training. Kiki said. You know what I mean, right? Yeah, Yua answered. I am a witch like you. The only thing is that I don't know my skills are just yet. Oh, I understand, Kiki said. You do? Yua asked. Uh-huh, Kiki said, nodding her head. I used to wonder what my skills are when I was about your age. Since my skills were flying, I thought I would start my own delivery service. Wow, that's what I call interesting, Yua said with a smile. Just then Osano came in to check on the both witches. Hey girls, she said. Everything going all right? Yes, Aunt Osano, Yua answered. I was having a heart-to-heart talk with Yua, Kiki explained. Besides, my little girl's gonna be 13 pretty soon. She hugged her daughter. Ha, come on, Mom, Yua chuckled. You know, I can't handle it, Kiki said, playfully rubbing her daughter's hair. I know, Yua said, replying, chuckling a bit. When Yua got down to the front of the bakery, Osano with Tombo and Kiki were getting the bakery ready to open. Yua, me and Tombo are gonna have a delivery you can do, Kiki said as Apollo flew down from Yua's room. Then he landed on Yua's shoulder. Sure, Mom. What is it? Yua asked. Would you mind delivering these flowers to a lady at the flower shop? Kiki asked. The flower shop is just a fly across the river. Okay, Mom. I can do that, Yua replied. Then she took a bouquet of flowers from her mother, then grabbed her broomstick. When Yua headed outside with Apollo on her shoulder, she took off on her broomstick with the bouquet of flowers. You ready, Apollo? Yua asked. Ready, Apollo answered. During the flight, Apollo felt a little confused on where the flower shop would be. He asked, Yua, do you know where the flower shop is at? Yeah, my mom says it's just across the river, Yua answered. It should be around here. They flew across the river and found the flower shop. Here it is, Yua said. Yua landed softly on the ground with a bouquet of flowers in hand. At the time, she came across the kind lady. Good morning, she said. Good morning, ma'am, Yua greeted her. Here are some flowers, she said, handing the lady a bouquet of flowers. That's very thoughtful, the lady said. Thank you very much. Yua took out her checkbook and a pen. Could you sign this receipt, ma'am? The lady took a pen and signed her name on Yua's checkbook. Thank you very much. You're welcome, the lady said. Thank you again for the flowers. While things were good with Yua and Koriko, who had been going very well, having her parents to allow her freedom whenever for her was amazing. She didn't have to worry about her parents being with her. She could fly all around Koriko without anyone but Apollo with her. In Slag Ravine, Shita and Patsu decided to give Hiroto some freedom as well, with some boundaries, of course. Can I trust you to go into town, Hiroto? Patsu asked his son. Of course, Dad, Hiroto said. Alright, just as long as you don't go too far, otherwise you could get lost, Shita explained. I understand, Mom, Hiroto said, reassuring his mother. Very well, Patsu said. He gave his son a pat on the shoulder. You have got this, my brave little man. If you see a thug or robber, just do what Aunt Dola taught you. Patsu! Shita exclaimed, putting her hands on her hips. All right, Mom, Hiroto said. I've got this. Aunt Dola is a teacher in self-defense after all. See, Shita? Patsu joined in. Our boy's got this. Very well, Shita said. While sighing, Hiroto gave his parents a hug before heading out. After he left, Shita turned to her husband with a smirk on her face. Patsu didn't like the look on her face. What's up, Shita? He asked. Our son kind of reminds me of you, Shita answered. Yeah? Patsu responded. He took a moment to think about it. How? He reminds me when you were younger, Shita said. See? Patsu remembered. You remember the danger I put us in? I think you mean the danger we put ourselves in, Shita corrected him. No need to worry, Shita, Patsu said to his wife, hugging her. I think he's gonna do just fine. I just hope you're right, Patsu, Shita said. I just hope you're right. I know I'm right, Shita, Patsu reassured Shita as he pulled her close to him. Then the two finally kissed. As Hiroto was riding his bike into town, he saw Yua flying on her broomstick. She was delivering what seemed to be a basket of treats inside. Hiroto looked up and noticed his friend in the sky. Hiroto followed Yua in the sky, wondering on where she was heading. As Hiroto headed for the busy part of Slag Ravine, he saw that Yua had landed and headed inside the house. Hiroto ran up towards the front of the house. Of course, he waited by the mailbox. He wanted to see how Yua was doing. As Yua with Apollo on her shoulder walked out of the house, Hiroto just had dreamy eyes set on her. Yua was the most beautiful witch Hiroto's ever seen. Yua had noticed that Hiroto by the mailbox. Who's that boy? Apollo asked his companion. That's Hiroto, Apollo, Yua answered. He's the guy who once saved my life when I was younger. You don't say, Apollo replied. Hey, Hiroto, she greeted him. Yua walked closer to Hiroto, where they both began to have a chat. Hey, Yua, Hiroto said. How's it going? Oh, it's going very well, Yua answered. I had a delivery to make. Cool, Hiroto replied. You've been keeping yourself busy with your mom's delivery service, huh? Yeah, Yua stated. My mom started her own delivery service when she was about my age. Oh, sweet, Hiroto responded. So what brings you here to Slag Ravine? I was making a delivery to one of the neighbors signed by Aunt Sono, Yua answered. That's very nice, Hiroto answered. What about you? Yua asked him. I was heading out to Slag Ravine to gain some independence, Hiroto explained. That way, I could defend myself whoever is with me. I could consider you a hero, Yua said, complimenting him. Hiroto blushed at the comment and said, shucks. While their conversation was occurring, some dark minions were summoned by Cal had spotted both Yua and Hiroto together. So they both decided to take this opportunity to take them down. Yua noticed the dark minions and warned, Hiroto, look out! Hiroto turned his head around and saw them. Oh my god, he exclaimed. Any idea of what they want? I don't know, Yua replied, but we have to take them out. With that being said, Yua and Hiroto began to fight off some of the dark minions with the best of their abilities. Hiroto took out a sword that Dola had provided him for defending dark creatures and swung at them. Yua, on the other hand, used her broomstick to whack the minions in the face. Hey, what are you doing? One of the minions asked while getting whacked by Yua's broomstick. Shooing you away, of course, Yua replied. Now get out of here. Yeah, that's right, Hiroto said, holding his sword in defense. Kal's minions got so scared that they ran away and out of sight, making Hiroto and Yua both laugh. We show them who's boss, right? Yua asked while cheering. Yep, we sure did. Those guys don't even know what we're made out of. They won't be bothering us again, Hiroto replied. Yua then gave Hiroto a surprise hug, which he returned the hug. I always like to hug those I love. You're a great friend, Hiroto, Yua said, before letting Hiroto go. I can see that you do. You're a great friend as well, Hiroto said as Yua got on her broomstick. Want to go to a restaurant or something? Yua asked. I've got nothing else to do. Apollo doesn't either. Sure, there's a nice restaurant called Ravine Diner. We can eat outside today if you like. It's a beautiful day, Hiroto said. Agreeing with Yua's idea, the two headed for a diner that was not far from the house Yua made her recent delivery to. When they got to the diner, they were outside on the patio just near the restaurant. What's with all the eyes? Yua asked with a giggle. It's just that they have great food there, Hiroto stated. They got great food like grilled chicken, salmon, codfish, spaghetti, and even steak. Yua said. Those sound like delicious food. They were greeted by a waiter who guided them to the table. Once they were there, he handed them their menus. What beverages would you two like? The waiter asked. I'll have a soda, Hiroto said. And I'll have a soda as well, Yua said. The waiter nodded his head and then went to the kitchen to get their drinks. Once Hiroto and Yua got their drinks, the waiter asked if they would like anything to eat. Yua chose to have spaghetti and Hiroto got the same thing. They even chose their appetizers to be Caesar salad for them both. You'll soon be 13 years old in 2 years from now, Hiroto said, as he and Yua began to dig in their meals. Yeah, and when I leave for my train as a young witch, I'm not sure what my skill is. I know that flying is one of them, but there's another skill I know. I just don't know what it is yet, Yua replied. Well then, I wonder what that skill is. Perhaps maybe you'll find out. Only time will tell, my dear, Hiroto said. As soon as Yua and Hiroto finished their dinner, they headed outside to another part of town. They soon saw the ice cream parlor not far from the clothing store, and Yua and Hiroto just had to get some ice cream. What kind would you like? Yua asked. Strawberry for me, Hiroto replied. Yua ordered herself some ice cream with Hiroto and even let Apollo have a few licks of her vanilla ice cream. Apollo sure likes ice cream. Oh, of course he sure does. He likes berries and nuts with seeds. Ice cream is his treat, and he enjoys them, Yua said. I'm not sure where I should do my training when I turn 13. Well, you could stay in Slag Ravine. For that, my parents have a spare bedroom that you could stay in, Hiroto suggested. They'll be willing to take you in. Oh, Hiroto, Yua said. I think that's a great idea. She hugged her friend tightly, but not too tight. You just made my day. That's no problem, Yua, Hiroto replied, hugging her in return. When Yua and Hiroto said their goodbyes at the end of the day, Yua with Apollo flew all the way back to Koriko. So, feeling that if she was Hiroto's family, Yua knew where she could stay, and that when she started her trainee for witches.